Welcome to Female Season, the podcast where we embrace growth, confidence, and the journey of becoming our best selves. And we're doing all this together. Welcome back to Female Season. Today, we're talking about balancing masculine and feminine energy for success. If you ever felt like you had to be more aggressive to get things done or more soft to get the help you need, this episode is just for you. I realized that the more I gave out masculine energy, the more I was expected to handle things alone. And when I leaned into my feminine energy, I was given more guidance, more support. It made me ask, is there a way to balance both? And if so, how do we do it? So I don't think it's about gender. It's more so about how we show up in different spaces. Masculine energy is usually action-oriented, structured, decisive, assertive. And feminine energy is usually intuitive, receptive, nurturing, and collaborative. At work, usually the masculine energy is like a sign of leadership, decisiveness, and feminine energy is more so relationship building, emotional intelligence. In relationships, masculine energy is more so independence, protector, and feminine energy is more so like a softness or connection. Finding a balance between both is really, really important. Working in corporate, I always have to advocate for myself every day in every role that I've had. And I always have to set boundaries, but I feel like I have to turn on my masculine energy for that because I have to be about business. Okay, I can't be out here being too feminine about stuff because I'm trying to stand on business. And I always feel like I have to be more masculine to communicate my boundaries. I have to take my emotions out of it, and I have to really have this whole list and this whole research or something to support why I'm setting these boundaries. And it's kind of frustrating because it's I don't feel like I should have to do that, but to get it done, it's worked for me. And a part of me feel like, should I continue to, handle work related things in the masculine energy? As far as feminine energy, I feel like it always works. One thing I could think of, it works when it comes to me moving. Every time I move somewhere, being extremely feminine worked, where people were helping me, oh, I can help you move and this and that. I'm like, yeah, I can't really carry this. This is heavy. I'm a very strong woman, okay? So I had to play the part a little bit to get a little bit more help, but it worked in my favor. The problem is when we get stuck into one energy. So too much masculine energy can lead to burnout or isolation. When I stayed in my masculine energy too long, I felt like I had to handle everything on my own. People kind of assume that you don't need help, so you get less support. You're overworking, you're overcompensating, you're being too independent. And people think oh, well, you told us you got it, or you always have it. You always handle it. I didn't think you needed my help, or I didn't think, and it's nobody's fault but ours. If we're giving off that masculine energy and we're getting stuff done, it has to be a balance, because if we're always being masculine about handling stuff done, being independent, which nothing's wrong with that because I'm a very independent woman, okay? But it seems to always be associated with people thinking oh, you got it, or oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I just figured. And it can be frustrating. And then too much feminine energy could be, things can become stagnant for you. So, you get more support, but you also feel like you wasn't pushing yourself hard enough. And, you're waiting for the opportunity instead of creating them. And that's my issue, because I'm extremely independent. So a lot of times it's always viewed as more masculine energy. And I feel like sometimes I'm being too feminine, then sometimes I'm waiting for something versus getting it done. But I have to figure out a way to have that balance between both. Because it shouldn't always be, oh, go ahead and get it done and be independent. Some things are meant for us to do with other people. Some things are not meant for us to do everything by ourselves. And that's okay. It doesn't make you weak, because that's what I think of myself. Like, I don't like feeling like I'm a burden to anybody. So I usually don't ask for help. And then also I don't like the idea of someone helping me. But guess what? That's why I'm talking about this topic, because it's not just for you. This is for me to work on that. Why do I feel like that? That's a topic for a whole nother episode, but we're going to focus on what we're talking about right now. How to balance both. So instead of forcing myself to be one or the other, I started asking myself, what does the situation need? So some situations may need more of a masculine energy, and some situations may need more of a feminine energy. Work negotiation, I would lead with masculine energy. Be direct, be assertive. If it's networking or relationship building, I will lead with feminine energy. So if you're going to a networking event, or it's a birthday party, or some sort of event where it's tons of people, you need to mingle or get to know people or network, definitely use that feminine energy. If you're launching a new business, masculine energy for execution, but feminine energy for creativity. You got to have a balance. And that's something that I'm working on. Having a balance between feminine and masculine energy, which is very hard for me. But I think it's important to start focusing more on which situations or which space I need to have which one for. So being strong and being soft at the same time. You know, we've been taught that femininity is weak and masculinity is strong. But being soft and strong at the same time is what makes a woman unstoppable. You know, you can be confident and warm, assertive, and graceful. Give yourself permission to switch gears. We don't have to stay in one energy all the time. Some days I need to be in my boss mode, and other days I need to allow myself to receive and recharge. Ask yourself this: what do I need to do to embody today to be my best self? Like, what do I need to do? And even within that day, it could be something different for home versus something at work, something at the grocery store versus something at the nail salon. It just depends. So my final words on this is success isn't about choosing one energy over the other. It's really about knowing when to lean into each one, I guess. You know, let's challenge ourselves this week to be aware of our energy. Are we being too masculine, too feminine? Can we balance both? Let me know. Email me at podcast@femaleseason.com or write in our private Facebook group, Female Season. You can join that group, or you can go to our online forum at femaleseason.com and write something about that there too. Or go to our Instagram page, Female Season, and let us know there. I really want to hear your thoughts. I'm really looking forward to my future episodes and really putting in some suggestions and thoughts and questions that you guys have into the next few episodes, okay? So I'm looking forward to hear from you. That is all. Later, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.